Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. Mine's been good, nice and quiet. Everybody's asleep still. They were up late last night. Got a couple of the grandkids. Gonna have the rest tonight. Got a little lovey miniature Sebastian. So both the kittens are real loving. It's just that the other one only likes love while you're sleeping. He's weird. It belongs in the family. So, Mark, Chris, good to see you, man. Good to see you. So today, I know, he'll be back. It's the thing about cats, they're insistent on what they want, right? Probably not a bad trait to have. He's pretty clear on what he wants, right? So today, I'm talking about expectations. And I wanted to start this out with talking about honesty. So, of course, I haven't done my regular stuff yet here. Please say hello. There's my regular stuff. I've got to work on that. All right. Absolutely, Chris. Yeah. Yesterday was a little bit tougher for me. Sometimes we do this and well, let's talk about expectations. Right. Because that isn't that kind of what that has to do with acceptance, expectations, things like that. It isn't that it isn't happening; it's that it's not happening in my time, and I was getting a little anxious about it yesterday. Um, thing is thankfully we're not all sick on the same day, right? I'm gonna have harder days. When I do, I'm gonna reach out to my friends, man. You know. Um, Now, no, happiness does not come from my friends. It comes from me. But gosh, it helps, doesn't it? It's like money doesn't make me happy, but it sure makes me happier, kind of thing. So, honesty. What's the first thing that we have to utilize when we get in here? It's honesty. Honesty with ourselves. We talk about it in chapter 5 how it works. And it says, rarely have we seen a person fail who's thoroughly followed our path. Those who cannot or will not cannot be completely honest with themselves. And and yes, this is going to tie in with what we're talking about. So I have found that that will never go away. There's so many nooks and crannies in our brains. There is so much to discover, so much to find out that I love continuing striving forward because I love handing out good information, man. I like helping other people. And I can't transmit something I don't have, right? So I have to go get it first. So I do a lot of research. I do a lot of thinking. I'd like to say I do a lot of meditating, but I'm just too squirrely. I'm just too squirrely, man. Those come in fits. Yesterday, while I was going through that, I was getting kind of tired, so I laid down. And I'm like, I'm just gonna lay down for 20 minutes, take a cat nap, rest my eyes, not even go to sleep, just kind of lay there and relax. And I found myself meditating and not necessarily, well, praying. I think I was more praying than meditating, kind of talking to God. You know, I just need some direction, and wasn't 2 minutes later my phone rang. Direction. Sometimes God will answer us very, very quickly. Sometimes not. I was not expecting that. I wasn't. In that case, I did not have an expectation on it. There we go. All right. So what is an expectation? Expectation is a word, man, and it depends on how you're going to utilize it. There are some things that are bad expectations. There are some things that are reasonable expectations. Okay? I pick up this pen, I start writing. What's the expectation? That this pen is going to work. I drink coffee. What's the expectation? That it's going to wake me up a little bit. We have expectations all the time. It's just dependent on how we utilize them, and in which case that we do. Because having no expectations means that everybody gets to walk all over us. And that ain't happening. All right? I put the work in today. I have an expectation I'm going to stay sober. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. Now we're gonna bring expectation around. I'm gonna probably piss people off. Yeah. And that's not what this is for. This is my experience. Actually, I don't think it's gonna piss people off, but I don't like stepping on people's toes, man. So I am reading out of page 417, which honestly I'm tired of hearing at meetings, but I don't chair the meetings. See, there, I can't have any expectations. I have no control over what's going to happen. I have control over what I'm going to say. And so it brings up the topic of acceptance, and that's what I'm going to talk on. I'm not going to, So I'm gonna cover this, but please hear me out before you're like, Dion, you're a dumbass. All right. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. Kind of. Okay. It is a great start. Acceptance has no action in it. Okay. Here's the other thing. Okay. And the stories are great, but they are written by one person. It is their experience. It's kind of like going to a speaker meeting, or what I'm doing right now. It's exactly what this is, or what people tell their stories on my podcast. Okay. Same thing. The first 164 pages were created by 100 people coming into agreement about something much different. I take the stories as they are, a personal experience, something I can relate to. But we can all relate to this, right? Utilizing acceptance as an answer. Yes, okay, it is an answer, but it is not a solution. No, not even close. In fact, if you stop there, you just fucked yourself. You're the little boy whistling in the dark. Oh, I accept the fact that I have no money. Great. What do you do about it? Okay. So in the beginning, what was the first thing that we accepted? We accepted our disease for what it was. What was that? It's an agreement. That's it. I've come into agreement that something is going on in my life. Okay. What am I going to do about it? And I always bring this up in acceptance meetings. It's like, that's great, but we have to do something. Faith without works is dead. Right? I'm not saying the story is bad. It's extremely good. Gives us some great answers. It's just that we're picking out the things that we want. Because listen to what this guy says. I'm going to skip. I could not stay sober unless I accept life completely on life's terms. I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to be changed in the world as what needs to be changed in me and all of my attitudes. Yes, he was doing something about it. But we skipped that part. Oh yeah, acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. I'm just, and I have no expectations. I used to say that, and I believed it. It doesn't mean that it's untrue. Okay, when you say I have no expectations, you may not. I don't think you're being totally honest with yourself. But the way you perceive it, you may see it that way. So I'm asking you to perceive this a different way because there's more work. And what does that mean? What does more work means? That means we're going to grow more. Does it? Isn't that what that means? Right? Every step I take, everything that I do is to get me closer to God. Everything. Because that's where my answers lie. So, acceptance is a key. God is the answer to me, right? So, how can having no expectations in your world hurt your sobriety? My wife and I have expectations. She does the laundry every week. I take care of the dishes. I take out the trash. Does it happen every single time? No. Do people get butthurt if it doesn't happen? No. But it is a reasonable expectation. If I hire somebody to do some work on my house, I'm going to have an expectation, am I not? Or am I just going to be okay when they do a shitty job? Oh, I'm going to go ahead and accept that for what it is because I'm such a great guy. Ah, part of accepting an expectations is advocating for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. All right, we're getting close to time. I haven't even looked at the daily reflection today. Let's read it because we do. All right, we'll read it. And I bet it matches because that's the thing, guys. Everything matches. I love it. I love AA, right? So when I'm just not. I'm not. We're still in July. Yes. Okay. Helping others. Our very lives as ex-problem drinker depend on our constant thought of others and how we may help meet their needs. Alcoholics Anonymous, page 21. I love how they talk about that right before they talk about, um, right about where they talk about what a true alcoholic is. Um, yes, you can, but I will not be available till after 1 o'clock. I have a 10 o'clock. Um, I'll be available between 11 and 12, and then after 1. I got your number, Chris. I've had your number for years. I've had your number for a long time, dude. Self-centeredness was my problem. All my life, people have been doing things for me, and I not only expected it, but when I was, listen, not only did I expect it, right? Now we're talking about the bad expectations. Notice I didn't cover that part. Why? Because you know them. And I forgot. It all happens with God, you guys. God didn't put it into my mind, so I didn't talk about it. But I was ungrateful and resentful they didn't do more. Why should I help others when they were supposed to help me? Where? If others had troubles, didn't they deserve them? Ouch. Ouch. Motherfucker, ouch. I was filled with self-pity, anger, resentment. Then I learned that by helping others with no thought of return, I could overcome this obsession with selfishness. If I understood humility, I would know peace and say, no longer do I need that drink. All right. So here's the other side of expectations. When you're helping somebody else out, there are no expectations because it doesn't have to do with you. Are you seeing this? So if I have an expectation of that person over there, and I haven't even had a conversation with them. It is unreasonable. Now, let's have had a conversation with them. Maybe a reasonable expectation. If it isn't a reasonable expectation, do you know what it is? A demand, and you know the difference. You know the difference. Do I need to cover that? No. If you don't know the difference, you do. I'm sorry. Love you guys. Peace out. And